Hi, so I wanted to make a video showing you something interesting I discovered. I'm going to be talking about here this type of outlet receptacle tester, which is also a circuit tracer. Now, if you don't know what these are, you plug this into an outlet, you go scan your electrical panel, and you can identify the breaker without having to flip them on and off. In short, that's how it works. The other thing this will do, and there's other ones on the market that do exactly this, is it will test the outlet to see if it's wired properly. We'll give you some lights here that you compare, show you if there's a problem, and you press this button and it'll trip the GFCI. Interestingly enough, apparently the only UL certified or accepted way to test a GFCI outlet is to press the test button on it, and if it doesn't work, it's obviously not going to work. So these types of testers, even though the device itself is certified as a current tester, it's not the certified way to test the receptacle. So I saw a video showing how you can adapt this to fit a light socket, and of course, since it's a three-pronged with a ground, and these little adapters, obviously in a light socket you don't have a ground, you only have the power, and the power, which is the center pin, and the neutral around it. These little adapters can't really have a ground, so to get around that you use one of these cheaters, which is meant to adapt a non-grounded receptacle, and you of course actually have to attach the ground to something, in theory. Even if you were to chop this off, you would still have a little tiny piece of exposed brass over here. Now, the interesting part is that the way this seems to work is when you press this button, it dumps 120 volts to ground, and obviously if you're doing that while this is on here, so you can assume you've plugged in this whole thing into a light socket because you want to trace that circuit or test that circuit. And if you inadvertently press this button and your hand happens to be on this thing, and again, those are some pretty big ifs because this is pretty nicely recessed in there, and you'd have to be pressing that and touching this at the same time, you could in theory be in for a surprise. So I'll show you just that. Okay, so I got the thing set up here on an outlet where I have the box exposed, so just so I could use it as a ground. I've connected the power lead to the meter, and I'm going to attach the other lead over here and press the button and show you what happens. I'll see if I can get this all in one frame, but there's nothing for me to clamp this onto, so I got to kind of wedge it in here. Okay, so that's in there like that, and I will press the button and we will see 120 volts. Depressing the button. So yeah, might want to think twice before using one of these adapters like that.